Listen to the 48 Hours podcast for shocking murder cases and compelling real-life dramas from one of television's most watched true crime shows. Go behind the scenes of each episode with award-winning CBS News correspondents and producers in Postmortem, a weekly deep dive. Listen to 48 Hours wherever you get your podcasts.
Inspired by the life of the savvy and ambitious Colombian businesswoman Griselda Blanco comes a new Netflix original limited series. Griselda tells the story of a devoted mother who, with her lethal blend of charm and relentless savagery, creates one of the most powerful cartels in history. Witness Sofia Vergara's captivating transformation into the godmother of the underworld. Griselda, streaming January 25th, only on Netflix.
Central Texas Life with Ann Harder presents Central Texas Events.
Hello, everybody. Central Texas Events is very, very happy to let you know about a fabulous play at the Brazos Theater. Wonderful Beth Richards here and Dr. Michael Long, who teaches Russian at Baylor. But you are a playwright, and you have a show that is opening tonight.
Yes.
Are you excited
I think
about
he's freaking out.
It's called Steak.
I'm not used to being called a playwright because it was an aspiration for so many years. And then, you know, what makes a person who they are, I guess, is what you do. So
Yeah.
I have written a play. I'm just not used to the label.
Okay, so Beth, have you known Dr. Long a long time, and knew he was writing this, or how did this all get put together? So now Steak is being staged.
Right. Well, Michael and I met in 2019 and pre-pandemic.
Yeah.
And so I had gotten an email message from Jim Rambo, who is our director and was retired from teaching theater at MCC. Mm-hmm. And he just said, hey, if you know any actors that are interested in taking some acting classes, I'm doing some acting classes out of my home now.
Oh.
And I said, yes, of course, I'll spread the word. And then I started thinking, you know what? I never really do anything acting-wise for myself. I'm going to take this class just for fun. And so I did, and it was lovely. And I guess Michael had the same idea, so he was in the class. And that's how we met. And we just hit it off. And we've been great friends ever since. And I invited him to be a part of one of the celebrity improv comedy shows. You know that very well.
That was so much fun.
You've been in that
But
a
I've
few
never
times.
been asked back. So I don't know if that tells you anything. No, it was loads of fun. It was kind of scary.
It is scary, isn't it?
Yeah,
but sometimes you do the scary things so you can grow, right?
So you know. Okay, so you're an actor as well.
Yeah, I did a lot of acting in high school, was always in the one-act play contests in high school, but when I went to college, I just let that all fall aside and started focusing on other things.
Yeah.
But I've always been
Studying
interested
Russian?
in theater, studied Russian, yeah.
Yeah.
I've always been interested in theater, and I got interested in writing. Thought, okay, I'll try that. And, you know, it's difficult to keep that going as a hobby while you have a full-time job that absorbs so much time. So slowly over the years, I've gotten some things completed, and I've submitted Steak to some play contests, and I've gotten honorable mentions.
Oh, good.
But never any kind of big win or anything. But I also learned in this process that if you want anything to happen in this business, you basically have to push it yourself.
Right.
You can't. Nobody's going to walk up to you and say.
Pulitzer said something about that. Nobody's going to toot your horn.
Right. Nobody's going to walk up to you and say, "How do you have a play we can
do? You
do?
happen to have a play in your back pocket waiting to
You have
be
to promote
staged?
it. You have to push it.
Yeah.
Basically, until you make a name for yourself, you have to make it happen yourself. Find collaborators and partners and do it yourself, and then hopefully it will take on a life of its own.
Yeah.
And then you can go on to your second project or third project.
Well, lots of great opportunities for drama. We got the silent theater group, and of course Brazos Theater, Civic Theater. I mean, a lot of things happening with live shows.
Yes.
And which is exciting.
It is.
I mean, when you think about how rich the community is because of
Yeah.
this. So let's talk. Brazos Theater been around how long, Beth?
10 years now.
10 years,
It's been
get out.
10 years. It was 10 years at the end of, officially, our first open night was May 31st of 2013.
Yeah.
So it's been a little over 10 years. Yeah.
Well, it's great, and you've done all kinds of fun things.
Oh, yeah.
And serious drama as well. So let's talk about Steak. What is this show about?
Okay, so Bram Stoker's novel Dracula is one of my favorite novels.
Really?
I read it first time back in the early 2000s or late 1990s. And I really liked it. I was surprised. I just picked it up on a whim, thinking, oh, let me see what this is about. And I really liked it. And then, a year or so later, I read it again. And then sometime after that, I had a dream. And in my dream, Van Helsing, who's one of the main characters, is writing his own memoir of the events that took place in the novel. And he leaves his flat in London to deliver his manuscript to his publisher, and he's run over by a carriage.
Oh,
And he comes back as a ghost. So I'm not going to say any more.
okay. Yeah, you must see the show.
So
to-
once
Yes.
I wrote that bit down right away, and then I kept thinking about it, thinking, I got to do something with this. I can't just leave this.
Yeah.
That's who I am as a writer, I guess, is once I have this idea, I have to get something on paper, whether it goes anywhere or gets legs or anything.
Yeah.
But I can't stop thinking about it. It nags on me until I
It's on.
get it down,
Yeah.
right?
Right.
And so out of that, Steak was born.
Yeah, and it's steak like a stake through the heart,
Yes.
Right.
not a prime steak.
Not a
I mean,
T-bone.
both. The first one is maybe not such a great thing. Second one, maybe after the show.
Maybe after
Well,
Go
that.
have a steak after that. Well,
Exactly.
this is harrowing adventures with Dracula is how it's described. Dr. Van Helsing's escapades. So who are some of the cast members?
I'll let Beth answer that.
Oh,
She
sure,
knows
sure.
them well,
Sure.
better than I do.
We have several Brazos Theater regulars. We've got Trey Cooper, who is playing Van Helsing and
good.
doing an amazing job. And Audrey Kelly is playing Mina Harker. We've got Bobby McCarthy playing Jonathan Harker in this. And a newcomer to the Brazos Theater, but definitely not a newcomer to the theater community in Waco, Bill Dietz. And we're just absolutely
I had seen that.
thrilled to have him.
That Bill. So the first time Bill has done anything.
Yes, with
your
us,
theater.
yes.
Yeah, of course, a great singer and just a wonderful performer.
He's terrific, yes, and we're really, really excited to have him.
That is so cool. So how did he kind of get into the
I begged
picture?
him.
Okay.
She lured him.
It works. Okay, well, so this show is going to be coming up Fridays and Saturdays
And Sundays.
and Sundays. It's not a matinee; it's a 6
It's a
p.m.
6
Sunday.
p.m.
Mhm. So, and these are 7 p.m. shows on Fridays and Saturdays, August 18th through the 27th.
Yes, yes. And
So
so, tickets for Friday and Saturday this weekend no longer available.
Oh,
Sorry.
sorry.
Snooze, you lose. So wake up and make reservations for this Sunday night, and all of our shows next weekend still have plenty of seats.
Okay, good.
So.
And so, how many can you seat in your theater?
We've got that. We can seat up to about 100,
Yeah.
but we've got this set for about 70
Yeah.
or so, 75.
good.
We want to give some space in the theater for certain reasons.
Okay. No more hints.
No
No,
more hints.
I
than
do
that?
also- I do
No,
also
I mean,
wanna-
nobody's going to get a bucket of blood thrown on them. or
No,
anything?
no.
Nothing will happen to anybody, but we do want to leave some space for certain things. We did add a show.
Uh-huh. Oh, did you?
Yes, next Thursday. We've
Okay.
added a show. It's a very special show, and it's got its own ticket link on our website, and it's a pay what you choose show.
And so that would be the 24th.
Yes.
of August,
Yes.
okay.
So you just pick how much you want to pay.
Really?
Yes.
Well, that's very cool.
Yeah.
That's very good. Get more theater goers in
Exactly.
to see
Right.
shows and to see an original work by,
Yes.
a Waco treasure, Dr. Michael Long, who teaches Russian for a living in your day job, which is just so. What? How did you get into the whole Russian thing? I got to know.
Oh, I had dreams as a child to learn languages. I was
Did you?
fascinated by languages, and then as I went to college and got interested in world affairs and international affairs, I decided I would like to become a diplomat and try to get into the Foreign Service, and I was a German major at Baylor and added Russian to that because I thought German and Russian would be a very good combination.
They're very different, though.
Very different.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
But you know, after different experiences and studying in the Soviet Union for a semester, I decided to go a different route and get my PhD so that I could still work in a government-related job, but I would also have the opportunity to land a job at a university and teach. I got the opportunity to teach while I was a grad student, and I kind of liked it. And it seemed that I was pretty good at it. There were no big complaints in any case. So I thought, I'll pursue that, and it just happened that way.
Yeah. And so you were a Baylor
Right.
alum anyway, and then Baylor heard you were available and
Right.
got you right back here.
And it, you know, it wasn't easy along the way. I had to apply for promotions and things like that. So there
Tenure
was
and that whole.
right. There was competition in some sense.
Yeah.
And I was just fortunate, I think.
Yeah. Well, Baylor is fortunate to have you, and the theater community certainly
Yes.
fortunate to have
Absolutely.
the amazing Beth Richards and the Brazos Theater, which is just a fun place. You've got stuff happening all the time. After this show, what's coming up?
Oh gosh, now I have to think. We do have a murder mystery coming up in October called The Illusion of Murder. And then, of course, our annual Christmas radio show will be on the way in
that's
December,
so
which is always
good,
fun. And I'm trying to think of another play that you and I can do together because we
ready.
had such a great time when we did a
We
show
did
together.
the
a few
Cemetery
years
Club.
ago.
I
Yeah.
just had a little walk-on, little cameo.
But you were
performance.
brilliant. You were wonderful. You little floozy.
I walked out and you could hear people go. It was really kind of.
It was awesome.
It was funny.
Yeah. So that was a great time. So we'll find one of those where
Yeah,
we can
find the right
have
one.
several women of a certain age.
I think I still want to do menopause. We talked about that.
I keep trying to find the rights for that. So
yeah. If you could,
it's
possibly.
hard. It's
Anyway.
hard.
All right. Well, first things first, though, Steak, a comedic drama by Dr. Michael Long, and that will start performing. The premiere is tonight and for the next weekend. So, so get your tickets. Very good. Thank you, Beth. Thank you. Thank you, Michael.
Thank you.
And thank you for being with us for Central Texas Events. Hope to see you there. Bye-bye.